Just waiting for people. Just waiting for people to be here. Nobody's here yet. Stanley Nath. Still nobody here. Who's one person there? Mr. Jimmy Quinn. Good evening, Mr. Jimmy Quinn. My name's Norman Butler, and I've been asked to do a live stream. Was it a live stream? I've been asked to do a live stream because I've heard on the grapevine that someone called Mayonnaise Boy, I think it was, Sergeant Ketchup, some weird name like that, is doing a live stream later. Captain Mustard, that's it. Captain Mustard is doing a live stream later. So I've been asked to do a pre-Captain Mustard stream, apparently to warm up the audience. Now, that sounds a bit risque to me. And me and Mrs. Butler haven't engaged in that sort of malarkey, well, since British Leyland, really. So I'm not sure what it actually means, but they've told me to stand in front of a camera and just answer any questions that people have got, really. Only for 30 minutes, though. We don't want to be standing on anybody's toes. So the floor is well, it's my floor. I paid for it when I bought the house. But figuratively speaking, the floor is yours. If you've got any questions for me, Norman Butler, then now's your time to ask them, because I've got nothing else to do, really, and I'm quite honestly, I don't know what I'm doing now. So please, if you have any questions for Norman Butler, put them in the chat. I should be able to see them. If whoever's supposed to have set this up has set it up correctly. So there we have live chat, and we have Jimmy Quinn in the house, and he said hi, and then Jimmy Quinn went on to say hello. But that's all I've seen so far. So we'll just await any exciting. Oh, bloody hell, my battery's running out now. Well, that weren't very well planned, were it? Well, we'll see how far we get into it. Hopefully someone will ask a question. Or maybe I'll ask you a question. Or maybe I'll go and fetch a charger. I'll do that. I'll go and fetch a charger while you think of some question. Oh, hey, Simone's here. Right, Simone. Yes, good evening. I need to go and fetch a charger. Unless, if Julie's watching, she could fetch me a charger. But then I've got my microphone plugged. Oh, it's a mess. It's such a mess. But we'll see what happens. So please feel free to ask any questions if you have any questions for me, Norman Butler. While I'm waiting for questions, I will introduce you to my collection of Stanley knives, if that's okay. So this is my first Stanley knife I've got here. As you can see, it's a hyper tough Stanley knife, and this one's called John. This is John the Stanley knife. Oh, Simone has asked a question. What's the square root of SD1? Rust. Rust is the square root of many a rovers from that time, Simone. And SD1s just rust quicker because they've got bigger engines. So yeah, we've got John the Stanley knife. We've got Paul the Stanley knife. Paul is a genuine Stanley knife, as you can see. So we've got John and Paul. And then we've got another older Stanley knife called George. So we've got John, Paul, George. And my third Stanley knife is actually Draper. Can anybody guess what that knife's called? This one here. So we've got John, Paul, George. Anybody know what this one will be called? You what? Yeah, that's right. This one's called Dickhead. John, Paul, Ringo, Dickhead. Oh, somebody asked me a question then. Pingu Concord. He said, Norman, are you still on strike? Well, sort of. It's 2023 and the company that I used to work for hasn't been around for quite some time now. So I just busy myself doing other things. Like I collect crimpers. If you ever need anything crimping, I'm your man. And I also collect archaic French tools. Not just Julie, but other archaic French tools as well, like this set of pliers, which are quite possibly the most painful pliers to use in history. So yeah, I do keep myself busy. You're right, Simone. It is. Luckily, my hobbies aren't very expensive, and I have just reliable cars that don't need work constantly. Pingu Concord asks, where is your boss? Well, that is a very good question. The last I heard of him, he was in the Bahamas, and he shacked up with a young'un, and they were enjoying many romantic nights on the beach. Apparently she was really into crabs. That's what I heard anyway. I don't know what the young slang is for stuff like that. Black Lines has just made an epic funny joke. He says, I saw a guy in B&Q earlier. He spoke just like Elvis Presley, the king, and he was returning a sander. Very good. You YouTube guys, do you know if there's a way of making the chat just stay on the screen rather than buggering off all the time? So that's quite annoying. Well, if it isn't Norman Bloody Butler, says George Robotti. What? As I live and breathe. Pingu Concord asks me what my favourite tea brand is. Well, there's only one tea brand, Pingu. Bloody Yorkshire tea, obviously. Why would you have anything other than Yorkshire tea? That's made me very angry. That's made me very angry. The assumption that there's other types of tea, honestly. And there was another question there where it's buggered off, hasn't it? Come on, let's see if I can get these questions up on here. This is unexpected, and hello, says Matt. Hello, Matt. Jimmy Quinn says your boss is living in... That looked like it said a corner, but it can't have said a corner. Chroma, okay. Blackline tells me Typhoo tea is cheaper. Well, I don't care about the cost. It's not about the cost, is it? It's about the quality. And Pingu Concord agrees that I should be doing things proper Yorkshire style. Well, obviously, being Norman Butler, yeah. Oh, poor Simone, I can't believe you had to go through that. I remember when I was just a wee lad of 16, my whole life in front of me, dreams, hopes, all that sort of thing. I used to work in a very dynamic environment in a lawnmower repair shop in Hillsborough, and up the road, just at Hillsborough Corner, that's the sign for Hillsborough Corner. There was a quick save, and I ventured in there a couple of times for people who obviously sent me out on errands at lunchtime. Oh, I wouldn't. There's some of the sights you see in there, as Boaty would put it. There's some of the sights you see when you don't have your gun. Exactly. I mean, to be honest, I carry my gun everywhere because it's attached to me. So Pingu Concord asks me what my favourite type of bun is. And this is a difficult question. My favourite type of bun is Princess Leia's buns on side of her head. Whoa. 1970s, that were the best time for sexy ladies. I wish I could see the chat more. Come on, there's got to be a way of seeing the chat. Oh, there's filters. Should we try a filter? Wonder what this one does. Not by the looks of it. I wonder how long my battery's going to last, and if we're going to remember to have a look what time it is before Mayo Boy comes on. Come on, keep your questions coming in. I can't be stood here all night. Oh, does anybody want a sneak peek of the colour I'm using for Henrietta's wheels? I mean, I might just show you anyway. See, messages aren't popping up, so I don't know whether anybody's saying anything. I don't even know whether Udrudge is in. Oh, yes, please, says Simone. Okay. I'll show you what I've just sprayed. I'll not completely spoil it with the finish that I'm after. I'll just show you the general colour. 2 seconds. Did you use your gun on that toff who was interviewing you? No, I didn't, Pingu. He was a very nice man. Rob from Beards and Bangers, a very nice man. So I'm just fetching the parts now. Mind yourself, George, you're in the way. Oh, you can't even see him. Right, are you ready? Ooh, what's that? So they're not quite dry yet. And I've just done centre caps. But it's like a bronze colour. And I've got a plan for the finishing coat on there, but I'm not going to show you. I'm not showing you. You'll have to wait until you see her in the flesh, apart from you, Simone. I'll give you a sneak peek. But everybody else will have to wait till they see her in the flesh when they're done. And you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe he's done that. Or you'll be like, hey, that's good thinking. Now, somebody just asked a question. There it was, Simone. What's your favourite type of rust? Oh, that's a very, very good question, Simone. Let me think about that for a second. I'll just use my thinking pump. It's a very satisfying pump. Sometimes I find the only way to really concentrate is to have a good pump. Right, my favourite type of rust. I don't know whether you remember. Rusty Lee from the telly. She was like the first celebrity chef type person. Oh, a lovely buxom lady, full of fun and laughter. Rusty Lee. Yeah, she was my favourite rust. Thank you for that question, Simone. It was very good. Pingu Concord says, Impreza Gold. No, thank you. I just use debit cards, really. I've never really dabbled in gold. And since the pandemic, we don't even use money, really. It's just digital money. Underscore, or Matt says, isn't pumping on cam a mustard thing? It is. It is indeed. But it's not as relaxing as the kind of pumping I'm doing. And then there was another question. Come on. I want to see these questions, stupid Facebook. Facebook? What the hell's Facebook? Bingo Concord asks, is there a Mrs. Norman Butler or cat? Well, no. I mean, Mrs. Norman Butler. Oh, it's a hard time for me to remember. She ran off with a gardener. He used to come round and trim her privet every week. And I thought that's a very, very regular time to come round and trim privet. And the privet never looked any different. Well, not the privet I saw anyway. Evidently, there was another privet that he was trimming that needed regular servicing. And yes, so now she gets a privet trimmed weekly by our old gardener. Yeah, she left me. Bad times. Bad times. Come on, YouTube. A pumping infringement, yes. If there's not a Mrs. Butler, Mummy offers discounts on mechanical engineering specialists. I wouldn't really take you up on that, George Roger Botte. You see, you need a mechanical mind, like mine, to work on engines and stuff. And as soon as you start introducing things like, should I even say SEX into the equation, it turns your brain to mush. It turns your brain to mush, and you can't think. You can't think straight. You see a lady in hot pants. Oh my God! There's no way that you're fitting that inlet valve today. You might as well forget about it. You might as well go home and have a cup of tea and calm down. Which I'm going to have a cup of tea now, actually. As you may notice, Norman Butler's left-handed. That is true, Pingu Concord. You can't trust gardeners or anything to do with green fingers. Now, I'm assuming that Simone is still fully trustworthy because she's not an actual gardener yet. And Simone says, yep, sex, mind's my language. That's why I spelt it out, apart from that time when I just read it out. So I apologise. Mickey Jeffrey says, get that bus out. I don't know what you're on about, Mickey. I ain't got a bus. I've got an MG here, Margaret. I've got a bike over there called Chun Li. I've got a wheel that Rob gave me, and I've got a bicycle here that I've not been on for ages, and I broke the brake lever on it. Oh, there was some more messages there, and I missed them. Let's see what they said. On the buses. Oh, on the buses. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a classic programme that's just so full of sexism and racism and all sorts of isms, apart from funisms. I'll get you, Butler. That were him, weren't it? Smiler. Or was he in Last of Summer Rain? Blakey. That were his naming on the buses, weren't it? I'll get you, Butler. Erin Dawes likes that. Julie, she likes that programme. She's a big racist herself, to be honest. Come on, why is there not a way of making the chat stay on the screen? That's stupid. I suppose you have to have it the other way around. Pingu Concord says, is that your new unicycle? No, it's not. It's a car wheel, Pingu. I'm sure you've seen one before. It's a car wheel. It's off for a ZT. I only need to collect 3 more now, and then I can have 4, and then have to buy more tyres and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, here's the colour. Ooh, it's bronze. It's not Subaru gold. It's darker. To be honest, it looks more brown. Matt says he needs tyres. I've got some. I wish I didn't have them. I want to be young and slim and appealing to the opposite sexuals. Or even the same sexuals. That'd be a benefit. Oh, yes, Simone. I like that. I like that description. What the hell's going on with this bit of hair? Medieval bronze. In fact, because you guys are so nice for tuning in, all 10 of you. Who just shouted Norm? Dick. All right, Dick. I'll show you a quick glance. A quick glance. What the hell's a glance? But I'll show you one anyway. Of what I'm planning on the finish being like. Now I don't know whether it'll show up very well on camera. Oh, it does. Or maybe a little bit. So as you can see, it's got some reflective, sparkly bits in it. There you go. That's better. So it's sort of bronze with holographic glitter in it. It'll look better when you see it in real life. I've been going for 20 minutes. Bloody hell, my battery's not gone off. Literally, my battery is about to die at any time. Probably got another 10 minutes out of it. I might stop before then, though. So, get your questions in as fast as you can. Come on. Quick fire questions. Anytime I see a question, I'll answer it. Unless it's about something rude, like buttocks. Oh, you like my cup, did you say? Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? It's got my YouTube logo on there, look, MGTF, and it's got a picture of Margaret there. And then on the back, it's got my catchphrase that you can't really see. It says, "Greetings, people of the interwebs." And that's my own catchphrase that I did in partly pinch from Sarah and Tuned. Nice one, Pingu. All bronzed, ready for the beach, exactly. Dick Dastardly says, "What's your favourite way to eat potatoes off buttocks?" What? Now then, I like eating potatoes. I'm not sure about off buttocks, unless it's off. Whoa. If I could eat chips off Cindy Crawford's bum, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Oh, can you imagine? Oh, yeah. And then I saw another question from Matt, but it disappeared before I could see what it said. Let's have a look. What exhaust would you fit on a Streetwise? Probably one for a Streetwise. Otherwise, it might stick out from back at car somewhere. You won't want that. Or do you mean like a tractor exhaust? That'd be good. Just have a big exhaust sticking up on front side at car like that, and then one of them little flaps on top. That'd be amazing. Oh God, there's more questions coming in. You're all full of questions. Peanuts or Twiglets? Says Pingu Concord. Peanuts, even though I've got Twiglets but no peanuts. Bad Buck says, "Good evening all." Hello, Mark. Oh look, Udjudge has finally decided that I'm worth paying attention to. Matt says, "This is why people go to Boaty for car advice." Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, Boaty's your go-to guru. Exactly. Udjudge says, "I didn't know you were alive." What do you mean? You've been living with me for years. Do you think I were dead? What are you on about, you weirdo? Any more questions? Coming in. I'm going to stop in about 3 minutes. Oh, Simone, she never fails to disappoint with the hard-hitting questions. Cornflakes or crunchy nut cornflakes? Well, I shall tell you as 2 facts. I do not have cornflakes in the house, but I do have crunchy nut cornflakes. And Pingy says Cindy or Mindy. Now then, I've no bloody idea what that means. Who are them 2 people? Who's Cindy and who's Mindy? I don't know. I mean, Cindy's spelled differently to the doll, so I know you're not on about toys. The only Mindy I can think of is Morecambe Mindy. She was nice. I'd like to have been in Morecambe Mindy. That was a nice programme. Or wasn't there someone called Mindy that was involved in the American Office? She's funny. Yeah, because she did another programme called the Mindy Project, didn't she? Why Norman Butler would know that, I've no idea, because Norman Butler doesn't have a telly. He has a gramophone. Oh, we've got just under 2 minutes to add more questions in. Otherwise Norman's going to start dancing. We could use the unpopular meetups to get extra footage or intro footage for community channels. If only if you turn up, it'll be easy to get everyone organised. Very good idea, Matt. I'm very up for doing some on Sunday. Now the Formula One's been cancelled and my life ruined. I'm quite up for that. And then there was another message that disappeared. I'm going to have to research into how to get these baby on. Mickey Jeffries asks me, favourite crisps? Plain all the way, ready salted, that's my thing. And then Pingu Concord said, French fries or Belgian waffles? Let me think about that for a second. I've no idea, because they're 2 completely different meal ideas. Let's say French fries, because they go with more stuff. Elvis Presley or Buddy Holly? That's a surprisingly easy one to answer, Simone. Buddy Holly, because I can't stand Elvis. Oh, God, that man. Oh, an abomination. Swinging his hips about like he's some sort of saucy dancer. Dick Dastardly asks, curry sauce or mushy peas? Oh, curry sauce. Sorry, peas. Pingu Concord says Boaty or mustard? Well, it depends on the situation, doesn't it? If it's talk about music, mustard. If it's talk about nonsense, Boaty. _ waffle butty. I like that. I shall use it somehow, perhaps as an insult. Oh, Judge asks, cherry pie or cheesecake? Cherry pie, every time. Skik says, and hello Skik, Yamaha, Honda or Kawasaki? I have to admit to being quite a big Yamaha fanboy. No, Honda fanboy. I have never owned a Yamaha. I have ridden my dad's Kawasaki. That was very nice. I liked that bike. But I am a big Honda fanboy. Yes, just call me Honda fanboy. In fact, my bike should be called E-Honda, not Chun-Li. But it's not, it's called Chun-Li. Oh, Simone. Oh, Judge or Juju. Well, they're one in the same, but Judge is like, I don't know, like a counter online presence, whereas Juju's the normal one, so I'll have to pick Juju. Oh, should we extend it 4 more minutes? Definitely, if the battery hadn't gone flat in 4 minutes, I'll stop. Matt says, never call a bike E-Honda. You don't want a 100-hand tank slapper. Very good, Matt. I liked that. Very good. Dick says, I own a couple of Yamahas. I'm talking keyboards, of course. Yeah, that's what I like about Yamaha. Yamaha guitars, as well, are one of the best guitars for the money that you can buy them for. They've got such a high quality for the price point. So if you're ever around about buying a guitar, go Yamaha first. There was another message I missed there. What was it? Oh, Judge, Bad Book says, most effective penetrating fluid. Why did that get banned? Honestly, people have got such dirty minds. KY jelly, obviously. I'm not even a bike guy. I'm just bad at jokes for all topics. Akuras, Arucus. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on with this chat. Dick Dassler says, I've got a Yamaha bass too. Yeah, they're good. Like, I need a new bass. But yeah, the guitars are really, really well priced for the quality on there. They're not the most exciting guitars, but they play really well. Any more questions, or shall I just show you? Shall I show you my big tool? Do you want to see my big tool? If you need evidence why I'm not suitable for bikes, just watch any video, something about having a wobbly one. Oh yeah, just see how wobbly I am. That is true, Matt. You don't come across as being designed for bikes. Look, I've got a big tool, and it's flat at one end and comfort grip at the other. Skit says, first 250 to be guaranteed 100 miles per hour. I've no idea. It always surprises me how fast small CC bikes can be. My 125 were a 2-stroke, so pretty much as much power as you can get out of a 125, really. And it struggled to do 70 with me on it. Would you prefer a Veruca or a Savage bike from a Tiger? Oh, Simone, what a weird question. Probably a Veruca. I'm not sure why. Dick says, oh, you bugger, what a tool. A screwdriver too, exactly. There's nothing better than having a big screwdriver. Oh, my battery's gone.